Most people use NotebookLM in exactly the same basic way. You upload a PDF, ask a quick question, and then you just close the tab. But honestly, that is maybe 20% of what this tool can actually do. The other 80% of its power is just sitting there in hidden features that most users never even bother to open. So today, we're going to fix that. Here are 10 hidden capabilities and exactly how you can use each one.
Welcome to the AI Explainer. We are diving straight into mastering NotebookLM, 10 advanced features and professional workflows. Let's get right into the countdown and unlock these ultimate power user secrets. Okay, feature number 1, slide revisions. So when you generate a presentation, you absolutely do not have to accept the first draft the AI spits out. There's this revise button that pops up, letting you give stylistic or factual feedback on individual slides. It's a total end to what I like to call the regeneration tax. In the past, if you had just one wrong number, you were stuck waiting for a whole new deck to generate. Now, you just tell it what to change in plain English, like, hey, turn this list into a table, and it only updates that specific part. Quick little side note though, Google does restrict this specific feature to users aged 18 and older.
Feature 2. Do you ever get tired of constantly hitting refresh every time you update a source document? Well, the Google Drive Autosync feature fixes exactly that. And honestly, since the May 26, 2026 update, it's been a total game changer. If you hook up native workspace files like Google Docs, Sheets, or Slides, they actually stay current automatically in the background. Change a project deadline in your doc and your notebook updates itself without you lifting a single finger. But, and this is absolutely crucial, do not make the beginner mistake of thinking a PDF will do the same thing. PDFs, web links, paste-to-text, and audio files, those remain completely frozen snapshots. If those change, you still have to manually swap them out. Moving on to feature 3, think about how often you're listening to a podcast and you just wish you could interrupt the host and say, wait, explain that better. Well, interactive audio mode lets you do exactly that. You aren't stuck just passively listening to the AI host's banter anymore. While an audio overview is playing, you just click the join button and you can literally interrupt them mid-conversation using your voice or text. If they bring up a concept that's way too dense, you can demand a simpler analogy right then and there. It turns a passive listen into a live, personalized tutoring session. The only real downside here? It is still the slowest studio feature to actually generate. Feature 4. Look, do you hate having to repeat yourself to an AI over and over? Me too. That is where Configure Chat comes in. It acts as this persistent memory layer and persona builder. You get a 10,000 character limit to basically set the rules for your notebook. You could say, I'm a law student, always explain jargon simply and use bullet points. Or you could tell it to be a rigorous research advisor that always flags conflicting sources. It saves you from re-explaining your needs every single time you log in. And here's a pro tip for you. Pair this with the delete chat history button after a long, messy brainstorming session. It clears out all the wild tangents, but you don't lose those core instructions. All right, feature number 5. We all know how annoying it is when our data is trapped in isolated silos, right? Calling notebooks inside Gemini solves this entirely. It lets you mount multiple notebooks as data sources directly inside the Gemini app. So picture this. You have one notebook for product research and a totally separate one for market trends. You just jump into Gemini, hit the plus button, select both notebooks, and boom, you can ask about competitive advantages based on both files at exactly the same time. And the absolute best part, Gemini will layer live web search data right on top of your private, grounded research. Feature 6 comes with a quick warning. When you start loading up 50 or more documents into a single notebook, the AI's answers can start getting, well, incredibly muddy. To fix that, you need source organization and selective querying. Google actually buries these tools in some hidden menus, but they are absolutely vital. You can group your files with custom labels, or, and this is my personal favorite, just uncheck documents right there in the source panel. If you uncheck everything except for 2 specific invoices, the AI's brain is restricted exclusively to those 2 files. No hallucinations, no pulling weird facts from irrelevant meeting notes, just laser-focused answers. Feature 7. How do you currently compare scattered numbers across dozens of files? I'm guessing it's a nightmare of copying and pasting, right? Data Tables completely flips the script here. This tool synthesizes scattered information from across multiple sources into a beautifully structured, sortable grid. If you have 5 different meeting transcripts, you can literally just ask for a table of action items categorized by owner and priority. Because it's strictly grounded in your documents, it is remarkably reliable. You can instantly synthesize stuff like client spend and last purchase dates, and then just export the whole shebang straight into Google Sheets.
Number 8. If you want instant presentation-ready design without having to open up a totally separate graphics tool, you are going to love the 10 infographic styles. NotebookLM can instantly generate visual summaries in these really cool predefined styles like Sketchnote, Kawaii, Bento Grid, and Bricks. But here is a massive prompt hack. If you want these visuals to actually match your company's vibe, upload your brand guidelines as a source document. Then, when you prompt it, tell it to follow the attached brand guideline for colors and fonts. The AI will actually try to match your exact visual identity across the graphics. Feature 9. So, how do you actually trust an AI when it usually feels like a giant black box? Simple. You demand the receipts. That is the beauty of citation transparency. Every single claim NotebookLM makes in the chat comes with a clickable citation number. You click that number and it jumps straight into your source file, highlighting the exact specific sentence where it got that fact. It completely eliminates the guesswork and lets you verify the context in a matter of seconds. Rounding out our list with feature 10, let's remove some serious formatting friction with EPUB support and PPTX export. For your researchers out there reading long-form digital books, you finally don't have to convert your ebooks to PDFs first. You can upload EPUB files directly, which is incredibly frictionless. And on the output side, slide DexLaw export as fully editable PPTX files instead of those annoying static-locked images. This is huge because if you need to make final manual tweaks to a PowerPoint right before a massive executive meeting, you can actually edit the text and seamlessly swap out elements. Okay, pause. Pattern interrupt time. I've shown you all the magic, but what is the actual catch here? Well, the catch is the cost and the capacity constraints. Let's break it down. The free tier gets you 50 sources and 50 daily chats. Not bad. The Pro tier jumps up to $19.99 a month, and that gives you 300 sources, plus it unlocks deep research and video overviews. And beyond the price tag, there are some very real technical constraints you need to know about. First off, you are entirely locked into Google's models. There's no bring your own key support if you want to use a different AI. Second, there's zero post-generation editing for video overviews or infographics. What you get is what you get. Third, the mobile app updates consistently lag weeks, sometimes months behind the web version. And fourth, no direct export to Notion or Obsidian. You're stuck copying and pasting into Google Docs first. It's deeply ironic, really. NotebookLM's biggest strength is staying strictly grounded to your sources, but that exact strictness makes it fundamentally less flexible for open-ended brainstorming compared to general tools like ChatGPT or Claude. So, where is all of this heading? Looking at the timeline, that May 2026 Autosync for workspace files was a massively confirmed win. And right now, features like PPTX exports, EPUB support, and those 10 infographic styles are fully live and ready to use. But looking out into the speculative future, we really have to wonder, will users ever actually get model choice? Are native Notion and Obsidian exports finally going to arrive? And will they ever speed up that mobile rollout? We're definitely going to have to watch this closely. Which brings us to the ultimate question for your workflow. Would you rather have 100% accuracy with a restricted knowledge base or a broader AI that hallucinates 5% of the time? If this explainer gave you value, smash that like button and subscribe to the AI Explainer for daily AI updates. And hit the bell so you never miss a breakdown. Stay sharp, stay ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.